going on my
Welcome back to the Frozen Forum podcast. I am your host, Nathan DaCosta, and this is my co-host, Alex Nagy, and we are back talking about the Eastern Conference Finals this time. Who would have thought that the Habs would be here? I can tell you we did, but a lot of the league did not think that. Man, we have a lot to talk to you guys about over these last 3 games, ups, downs. But man, Alex, how you doing?
I could be a lot better. This series could be 3-0 right now. We're a shot difference between like we're at 1 shot difference and 1 inch of difference, and we're sitting here up 3-0. Look, I've had a big problem with a lot of things in this series. Game 1 was spectacular.
6-2. It was always going to be 6-2. Like the Habs are always going to dominate that game because as the Hurricanes being off the ice for 11 days, and this is what I was trying to explain to fans of other teams. A lot of people thought that these Hurricanes were going to come out flying because they had 11 days of rest, and we were both saying that it was going to hurt them, and we did see that in Game 1. And Games 2 and 3, Dobish stands on his head. Those games are not 3-2 without Dobish.
Yeah, I mean, look, I just look at these last 2 games, man, and there are so many things. Game 2 a little bit less so. I thought we didn't play a good game 2. We got very lucky that we got that far with that few number of shots, and I mean, I believe we set an NHL record for least number of shots in a playoff game to force overtime. Look, I thought we got now game 3. I think just dominated by the refs, and I think as much as Wes McCauley doesn't like getting in the middle of games, I actually think that his style of reffing got in the way of game 3
And not calling anything
because they didn't call anything. Well, not only that, I mean, look. They called the cheap stuff. Like, I think that the real message was, we're not going to call anything that's considered a battle for anything. We're only going to call something if it's cheap, right? And that's fine, except like you actually have to call the things that impact the game, because if you don't, you just give such a huge advantage to the team that would be taking more penalties, right? Look, Carolina was one of the most penalized teams in the first and second rounds. Right? They had an insanely good penalty kill because they had so many opportunities on the penalty kill. They took so many penalties. And right now, Montreal has more penalties against them than Carolina does. Right? Like, and I'm not saying that's all, because, we're perfect angels, whatever. I mean, look at last night's game. Last night's game is a great example.
Last night's overtime. There are 3 blatant penalties that should have been called. The first one is a trip on Lane Hudson. The next one is that too many men, which is, I don't know how much more textbook you could get for too many men. And then
too many men call.
Right before that Hudson giveaway, he gets elbowed in the head.
He gets elbowed in the head.
And he wasn't in the right headspace.
This is the whole thing.
He got a flying elbow to the head.
This is the whole thing, Nathan. Like if you just call the game, if you call the things that actually happen in the game, if you call the trip, which, some people online are saying Hudson dove, like, you watch that back. If you watch that back, there is some credibility to saying that Hudson dove until you realize that him getting his skate knocked out from under him made him toe pick. That's a trip. That only happens because he tripped. He toe picked, which is why you see the big flare, because I don't know if you've toe picked. I've toe picked. God, I went flying into the boards, but like
it happens.
Anyways, but if you just call that, you take away so much of the momentum that's going against them. Then there's never a too many men on the ice call. There's never an elbow to the head, because it's a whole different universe you're operating in.
Yeah, I know, but look, we can talk about the refs, but at the same time, 1 shot in 25 minutes.
No, but this is sorry. First of all, in that 25 minutes, we also had a goal. I'd like everybody to remember, we had a goal in that 25 minutes. It's not a goal because 30 seconds ago there's an offside, which you can go back. We've had podcasts on this going back a year about how offside challenges have gone too far, that this stuff has been bad. We were completely unbiased when we were talking about it first. It's going to sound biased today, but having an offside 30 seconds before the play, like it's ridiculous. This offside stuff is ridiculous. Now, sure, I'll give you the 1 shot in the 25 minutes, But in those 25 minutes, you had at least 4 or 5 different penalties against Carolina that don't get called. And if you take those 4 or 5 penalties that don't get called, and all of a sudden, instead of being 5-on-5 where Carolina keeps playing their game, they have to go kill a penalty. Like, even if we get 0 shots on those power plays, right? That's 10 minutes less of them getting shots against us.
This is true.
Right? That's how it controls the game. When you get to go be dirty in the corners, when you get to go be dirty in the middle of the ice, when you get to high stick Hudson and that's not a penalty. When you get to go like what all of the things that they're doing, all of the things that Carolina's doing that are not supposed to happen in an NHL game, and there's rules that say that is a penalty, right? When you don't call the penalty and you let the game go on, you're allowing those illegal things to further the momentum of the team that's committing those infractions. So like, yeah, we can get off the refs. We can say, yeah, Montreal needs to play the puck better, and they do, right? They have to be faster. They have to be. But like, look, if you're Hudson and you're going into the corner and you're about to get elbowed in the head, are you going to make the best decision? No. If you think the refs are protecting you, you're going to go into that corner fearless.
All I'm saying is what I was getting to is our forwards need to shoot. Those 3 goals that were scored last night, well, the one was taken back. Matheson, Hudson, Dobson.
Yeah, but they were good goals.
They were good goals, but all I'm saying is our forwards need to pick up the production.
Our forwards need to skate better. Look, I think there's a
First
lot of
line
things.
looked
I think
so good in game 1.
The first line has looked good the whole series. The first line has been the first line. Like, I mean, first of all, they're the ones on the ice when Dobson scores. And that doesn't count, so you don't see that in their stats. I think the first line, the stats say that the first line is the only line on Montreal that has above 50% expected goals for percentage when they're on the ice, right? That's stayed true in games 2 and 3, right? No, I look at it as, first of all, Kirby Dach had his moment in the Buffalo series. I bet he wishes that they lost in game 7 because his contract value is going down and down with every game that he plays. Like this guy just is not there.
He's just not
trying to do too much.
Because in that entire Buffalo series, you were talking about how well he bounced back. We just need the rest of the team to do well and support them to the Stanley Cup Finals so that we have prime Kirby Dach for the finals.
No, I look at it, if I was the coach, like, here's the question, Nathan. If you're the coach of the Montreal Canadiens, what lineup are you icing?
Also, he's mixing and matching all these defensemen. I really do think that we need an Arbor Jacki back there because Carolina.
No, I think we need David Reinbacher back there.
No, not yet. Arbor Jacki.
I'll tell you
brought us energy. We need Arbor Jacki and we need Brendan Gallagher.
It's not no. Oh my goodness, Nathan. The problem with this team is we can't skate. The problem with this team right now is we cannot skate with the puck, and we're not making decisions fast enough. That's it. That's the whole problem.
The second we bring in Brendan Gallagher in the Tampa Bay series, immediate impact, we win that game. He scores a goal.
Because against Tampa Bay's a slow team that Brendan Gallagher can play against. Carolina is like double the speed of the Tampa Bay Lightning. You have to make decisions doubly as fast. Gallagher is not the solution. You need young. You need fast. That's how you are going to win the series.
No, you need things that stats can't measure. You need a guy who can inject energy into the locker room like him. And Arbor Jacki.
Maybe Arbor Jacki injects energy. You're right. Gallagher is the wrong type of energy. I think you're not going to be able to play him enough. The thing too with Arbor Jacki, you put Arbor Jacki in the lineup, Marty St. Louis is going to play him 4 minutes and whatever number of seconds that he played in Game 7. And then you're playing 5 defensemen. Do you want to play 5 defensemen? You can play 5 defensemen. I don't think that's the best way to go through it. I think, I think you have to put, you need to mess up the defensive pairings. We need to go to what we've been talking about all season, is Caden Gooley needs to start playing with Noah Dobson, which hasn't been shown. We haven't seen it. They need to be started playing together. They complement each other very well.
You don't think Hudson and Dobson?
The problem with Hudson and Dobson is you're stacking your offense too much, and then nobody else can move the puck fast enough. Like the reason that Hudson and Struble have been working fairly well together is because Struble knows that his job is to just get the puck free for Hudson, and then Hudson will do whatever he wants with it. right? That's why that works. Like, I think the problem with Dobson and Matheson, which is what's been played more, is that both of them can move the puck fast, Carrier less so, Jackeye even less so, Struble less so. So it's like, to me, it's like who can move the puck the fastest, right? And on every pair, you have to have somebody that can move it fast. And that's why the Carrier Goulet line or pairing was out there for 2 goals against. Is because they don't move the puck fast enough. Right? Now, you put Caden Goulet with no Dobson, and you say, hey, Caden, your job is to go make sure that the puck gets to Dobson. Dobson will do what he wants with it. Right? That's what you do. To me, that's how you solve this. Right? Now, the reason I say put in Reinbacher is because I think you need even more people that can move the puck fast. And to me, Jackeye and Struble just aren't moving the puck fast. They're also, like, Struble's not being, like, a big enough threat physically on the ice. Like Jackeye was a bigger threat physically. So if you want to argue Jackeye over Struble, sure, I'll give you it. It's just like on the offensive side, like you need people that can skate fast. You need people that can move pucks fast. And Brendan Gallagher's not that. Brendan Gallagher used to be that.
This is true, but I still think we need a guy
But
to
that's why
get
Joe
dirty pucks in
Veleno is
front of
not
the
the
net.
freaking solution. Like Joe Veleno, like what? Like you sure he's better defensively? Maybe. I guess that's what you can say. Personally, I thought you should leave in Oliver Kapanen so that Kapanen can have a bounce back game after the last game he had. You just have to shuffle up the lines. Like Doc and Bolduc together don't work.
Yeah, that's true. Bolduc
And
had a brutal game
and
yesterday too.
that Philip Danault line is starting to get hemmed in. Bad.
I know, but they were producing so well through the
But
end of the Buffalo
against
series
Buffalo,
and
great.
and the first game against Carolina
It's a
and the second
different
game against
team,
Carolina.
right? It's a different look like the Danault line with Texier and Anderson has an expected goals for percentage of like 20% in the series. It's like that's what I mean. And like look, if I was Marty at this point, you got to throw everything you can at the dartboard. Like sit Doc, sit Bolduc, throw in like Fleury and Jackeye, and like Luke, bring up Luke Tuck if you can from the AHL. Like just give me something that's like that like actually has legs. Because oh my goodness, those two have been killing. Like 3 goals against. Like what was it? 3 or 4? I think it's 3 goals against. Bolduc has been on the ice for 4 goals against, including 2 overtime winners in the last 2 games.
It was tough. Bolduc has been very brutal this series. At the end of the day, though, we got to get more shots. What else? What else do you have to say? I know we're reaching our time limit for this.
Yo, these refs. My God, Nathan.
These refs need to call something.
Nathan, if you hit the freaking goaltender,
Oh my God, yeah, that was brutal.
you better be freaking dead if the other team gets a roughing call. You better be lying on the ice and they need to call a stretcher. And then you can, yeah, okay, fine. You can call a roughing call. Or, and I was talking to my dad about this today, or it's a 5-minute major for running the goalie.
It's a 5-minute major, then they can review it, but like they got to get something.
No, automatic. If you run the goaltender, no such thing as 2-minute goaltender interference, right? It's 2-minute goaltender interference if you push it. If you run the goaltender, it should be a 5-minute penalty. And it should be, and the way that the NHL should tell everybody is it's automatically a 5-minute major unless
You get pushed.
unless you go beat the guy up after. If you rough him, then it's only a 2. So you can decide as a team whether or not those 3 extra minutes on the power play is worth beating the guy up. If it is, then go do it, and you still get your 2, and there's no roughing call because we're protecting the freaking goaltenders.
Okay, we'll leave it at that for this episode, guys. Well, okay, what is your score prediction for tomorrow night's game, and is this a do or die game?
Yeah, well, of course. To be honest, I thought the last game was a do or die. Every single goal that we get from this point forward, like I'm not even saying win. Every goal is like house money. Like we should be out of it because we lost game 3. We might not be. Montreal, every time this season that I was like, oh man, Montreal's not looking good, they'd come out and win. So maybe they can come out and do the same thing.
And it's a best of 3. Back like the COVID days.
It's the COVID days. Look, I think if Montreal wins, it's gonna be a statement game like game 1 was. If it's a close game, I find it very difficult to believe that we're the ones winning that game.
I mean, yeah, we had 2 chances these past 2 games and couldn't close it out, so yeah, it's gotta be a domination game.
And look, they're capable of it. It's just a matter of if we still have it in the tank. We might be tired by now.
It's true. They are looking tired, they're looking slower, but we'll see. Only time will tell tomorrow night. Thank you everyone for watching this shorter episode of the podcast, but we just wanted to get something out to you guys quickly. We're both pretty busy right now, but we love all of you guys. Thank you so much for watching this video. Make sure that you hit the like button, leave a comment, hit the subscribe button, and hit that bell notification. It really helps us grow. You can follow us on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok. And we also post to Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and Amazon Podcasts. Everywhere you get your podcast content, we are there. With that being said, go Habs go, Bell Center, Game 4, tomorrow night. Au revoir.